Hello, friends. Okay, quick video here. I really wanted to talk a little bit about some Vegas rules my sister and I live by as we are planning our next trip. I don't know, I thought this would be kind of fun. We do have a set of rules that we follow when we go to Vegas, and that seems counterintuitive because Vegas is all about what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas and no rules. But these rules were created long ago to benefit both of us. So my sister and I both like to gamble. Not everybody does, and I totally get that. We do. We like to play slots. We actually really love to play blackjack. It's been more and more challenging in recent years to find tables that have a limit that is comfortable for both of us. We'd love to play a $5 table, maybe even a 10. They're really, really hard to find now. But anyway, we love slots. We love to play, we used to be the nickel slots, and we would play 9 lines of the nickel slots, which was 45 cents. Look at me in math, 9 times 5, 45, look at that. And then we love the penny slots, but you guys, the slots have gotten so crazy that, you could play a penny slot and be doing $6, $7, $8 a spin, which is nuts. Anyway, long tangent. We like to gamble, and therefore we have to set a budget. You have to set a budget when you gamble because the alternative is you have no budget and you just go through all your money, and then you start going to the ATM to get money out, and that is, by the way, a really bad decision. So we instituted rules. I'm going to talk you through a couple of those rules and a little bit about how we set budget. Maybe it'll help somebody. Many, many years ago, I'm talking more than 20 years ago, I started following an envelope system. I know a lot of people do this, so this is not something that I created on my own or should be given any kind of credit for. But what I mean by an envelope system is this. Every single day of my trip in Vegas, I have an envelope for gambling and an envelope for food. They are 2 separate envelopes, and they never ever meet each other. They never talk to each other, never even say hello in passing. That means, let's just say, on a typical day, I budget $125 for food. If I only spend $70 for food, that means, I'm gonna make myself do math, aren't I? That means that the $55, look at that, I did not spend, goes back into an envelope and into the safe in the room. I do not take that money and move it over to my gambling money. I do not use it to buy other things. I do not use it for the next day. If I come home with money from that envelope, that money comes home with me at the end of the trip. The same is true for my gambling money. So the gambling money varies. It's really about what you can afford. And by the way, please, 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 if you're going to gamble in Vegas, whatever money you decide on, whether it's $100 in a day or $1,000 a day, make sure it's money that you're comfortable losing. Truly, if you don't have the money to gamble, or you're stressed putting that $20 in a slot or on a bet at a blackjack, roulette, craps table, don't do it. That is, like, I know it seems silly, what is obviously no duh, but really, when my sister and I, when my husband and I, whenever we have gone to Vegas on any trip, the money that we take is money we are comfortable losing. In fact, we already decide when we get on the plane, it's money lost, and we look at it as entertainment, okay? Which means, let's say our budget is $300 a day for gambling, and that's for anything, table games, slots, whatever. Let's say it's $300. If we come back at the end of the night and we've taken that $300 and turned it into $1,200, it goes in the safe and it comes home with us. It's not a rollover. This isn't AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, whoever instituted the rollover minutes or whatever. It's no rollover. At the end of that day, what you come back to the room with, for better or worse, goes back into the safe so that you come home with something. That is a big rule for us. We have envelopes. They denote the different budget for food or for gambling. And whatever we have left of either one of those budgets at the end of the night, it goes into the hotel safe. Period. Some nights we could come back with nothing. And some nights we could come back with a decent amount, but we never play those winnings. The second we get in that door at the end of the night, if it's in our purse, on our person, it goes into the safe. Now, you guys might have said, Shelly, did you really just give $300 as an example for gambling? Can you even gamble for any more than an hour on that? Yes, you can. That's the first thing I'll say. The second thing I'll say is, we have a rule in Vegas, and that rule is that we do not start gambling till after 5 o'clock. Now, this rule was very much instituted for my sister, who has been known to nudge me awake at 2 or 3 in the morning to ask me if I want to go downstairs and play just a slot. Just like, let's put a 20 in. No, it's a bad idea. So, if you are like my sister and I and you like to gamble, you know that you have highs and lows. Sometimes you can be on a crazy awesome winning streak and you feel like any machine, any table you sit down at, you're winning. That is awesome. Ride that sucker. But unfortunately, that means there's another side to that. And that means that sometimes you're losing. And if we didn't have the 5 o'clock rule, we might get up, get breakfast, start gambling at 10 o'clock in the morning, and by noon, we've completely gambled our daily budget, and it's gone. And that really stinks if you like to gamble, especially because our rule is like, what you brought, you brought. When it's gone, it's gone. And there is no like, hey, I'm just going to get out another 100 from the ATM, or, you know what, I'm just going to dip into my gambling for the next day. No, none of that. And so many years ago, we instituted the 5 o'clock rule. That means it has to be 5 o'clock in Vegas before we put a single dollar into a slot machine or put any kind of a bet on a table. Let me tell you, this is a game changer for us. It really, really has made our budget stretch longer. It makes it much more fun so that you're not just by 7 o'clock hitting buttons on a machine. It's been a really, really good rule for us. Because what does that mean? Well, it means that before 5 o'clock, we enjoy ourselves. We go shopping. We hang out by the pool. We pick a day to go to the spa. We people watch. There's no better people watching than Vegas. I will die on that hill. It is the best people watching. It is every walk of life in every type of outfit you could think of, wearing so many different types of inappropriate footwear. Like, ladies, don't wear 4-inch heels to walk the strip. I'm just saying. But it is awesome people watching. There's a lot to do in Vegas besides gambling. There really is. Actually, if you don't even like to gamble, you can still have an amazing time in Vegas. Laying by the pools alone is a reason to go to Vegas. The pools in Vegas are second to none. They're beautiful. They have awesome drink service and food service. It's relaxing. It's the true definition of a vacation. So that's what we do. We make sure that we maximize our time there by spending every day of our trip before 5 o'clock doing something that's not gambling. And then it's kind of a big production. We get ourselves ready for the night, and at 5 o'clock, we find a machine, we order a drink, and we really, really enjoy it. And that way, our budget actually lasts. So we can have a lower budget for gambling because we're not starting till 5. And the other thing is, when we're not feeling it somewhere, this is why, to me, Vegas, there isn't another place like Vegas. If we're not feeling the luck somewhere, we'll leave. We're staying at the Palazzo this time when we go in September. And I'll have no problem if we go down at 5 o'clock and we order our first drink and we put some money in the slot and we're not feeling it, and maybe we move to another slot and we're still not feeling it, we'll just move to a different casino. That is a really cool feature of Vegas. If you're used to gambling at local casinos, it's a whole different world. At a local casino, you're in that casino. You can't just walk out and go pick another one. That's where you are. That's how you're spending your evening. And so you get to get up from a machine that you're not doing well on, or a table, and go find a different table, a different machine. Totally. But you can't just leave that casino. In Vegas, you can. If you're not feeling it on a machine, go to a different casino. If it's not great there, go to a different one. And that is another way that we get our bankroll to last, because we won't stay at a machine or a casino where we don't feel there's a good vibe and we don't feel like there's good luck. And what does that mean? Well, even though things look close in Vegas, nothing's really close. So it might take you 15, 20, 30 minutes to walk to whatever casino it is you want to get to, or find the next machine you want. And that buys you time again with your bankroll. Anytime you're walking or switching casinos, you're not gambling, which means you're keeping money in your purse, your pocket, your wallet. That extends your gambling time. So that's one of the big rules we have for ourselves. And I will tell you, it has paid off every single trip. I don't think either of us, my sister or I, have returned from Vegas in the last 15 years without any money. We've always come home with money because we don't roll over. We don't intermix food and gambling money. We don't borrow from ourselves, meaning like the next day, or say, you know what, I'm just going to use this 20 I had over here for food. We don't. We're really, really strict and regimented when it comes to the envelope system and the 5 o'clock rule. And it has served us well, and it has resulted in coming home with money every single time. So that may not work for everybody. I'm not saying it will. It's what works for us. If it works for any of you out there that hasn't heard this before or isn't already doing this, awesome. Let us know. Shoot us a comment. Tell us what your Vegas rules are. I mean, I guess as rules go, we're not, it's not really crazy rules, but it really helps us. It helps us have an even better time because we're not being crazy and reckless, at least not in our spending. Please comment. Tell me what your rules are. Tell me how you figure out what your budget is for food, for gambling, and how you hold yourself accountable. Till next time.